type of boondocking or any type of stuff that doesn't involve a campsite. Only because I have 3 pets, because I am in Florida and I can't travel further out. I mean, the furthest I can go is Georgia, but I have to get medical insurance for my uncle and for us if we were traveling there. So that'd be an additional expense. But Florida's good. I mean, there's a lot of things that he hasn't seen in Florida and I haven't seen in Florida. So we'll be doing those this year, and then we can bring you information about things in Florida, because I don't see a lot of people doing anything about Florida. So, I mean, it's a way for us to review a lot of the places here. When you come here, it's not always about Disney, and it's not always about, you know, Tampa, and there's a lot of great things that you can do and see here, and you can be in nice quiet areas, and you don't have to be in those high traffic areas to be close to things. So I think my channel is going to be bringing you some of that right now, because that's what I can do right now. I mean, I can't do a lot of other things that I want to do. Like, I can't go to Alaska right now, which I would love to do, but it's not possible at this time in my life. So, but that'll be in the future. Hopefully we can get that done, and I'm looking forward to taking my travel trailer with me, because you know, I don't do a lot of, I mean, I do the maintenance. I can do maintenance on my RV. As far as mechanics or anything like that, I'm just not wasting my time on that, because, you know, I'm traveling with a child, and I'm traveling with 3 pets, and I'm by myself. I'm a woman, and I would have to fall prey if I was driving a big Class A or a Class C like I had, and that was one of the reasons. I would fall prey to mechanics on the road, and a lot of them know that you're traveling, and they're going to take advantage of you. And I don't want to put myself in that position. Honestly, I don't. So for me, what I do is I always bring my Dodge to the dealer. And the reason I do that is because I get a 12-month warranty. And the other reason is because they have my records there. I also travel with my receipts. So if I had a repair done in where I live at my house, and, you know, 2 or down the road, I have an issue with that particular situation, I can stop at that dealer and they'll warranty it for me. That's one of the reasons why I got the truck, because it just made it, it just gave me peace of mind that I didn't have to worry about another vehicle on the road. There always seems to be something going wrong, whether it's with your car or your motorhome. So when you have 2 vehicles like that, you're more prone to more maintenance and more problems. And that was one of the things that I did not want. I didn't want any problems. You know, with the trailer, I don't, or even with the 5th wheel. That was the other consideration I had. But for me, the 5th wheels were too high, and I don't feel that I need to have that height, because I'm not full timing. And even if it was I like the coziness. Like, I like log cabins and tiny homes and things like that. So I like the coziness of it. I didn't feel that it was important to have the high ceilings and the ceiling fan. If you're living in it's your house, it's a different story. For me, a travel trailer was a perfect fit, and it's low on the ground. It's not too high up like some of them are. I was a little bit scared when I used to drive. I mean, I'm afraid of heights. I don't like heights, but I don't want to say that I'm afraid and I wouldn't do it. When I'm up there, if I'm up high, and I'll do it. I mean, I'll climb mountains and things like that. But when I get up there and I look down, I do get a woozy feeling. That's just me. When I was first driving my Class C, and we used to go over the bridges, and it was so high, I was sitting so high up, I used to get woozy feeling. Or when I saw the bridge coming at a distance, my gosh, I could tell you that the woozy feeling started before I even got there. It takes a while, or a lot of times when you're on an overpass and it starts making that steep turn over around like that, you're so high up and you actually feel yourself turning a little bit that way. So that was an experience I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy that at all. I like the comfort of my car. The other reason that I decided to go with the travel trailer and turn over the Class C was because I was a woman traveling with a child. And it was hard for me to contain. My son used to sit next to me. He was like my co-pilot when we were traveling. But he you know, if we're traveling for long distances, he'd get bored sitting there. So he'd want to get up and walk around. I mean, he should wear a seatbelt. But it's hard to contain children sometimes when they're sitting in the back and you're driving, and then he took his seatbelt out and walk around. So for me, it's perfect because everybody's contained. In my car, they're contained. My son, he's sitting with a seatbelt, and he has all his stuff for, he has all the stuff that he's going to need for, you know, to entertain himself. He has his iPod for his games, and he has a DVD player. In the RV, since it has different storage areas, or he's going to want to get up, he's going to want to go get it, and I didn't like that. I didn't like him getting up and doing anything like that. So, and then my pet's the same thing. Like my cat will want to sit on the dashboard when I'm driving with my seatbelt. My dog is sitting in the seat next to me, and my child is strapped in, and that just made it a lot easier for me, and that's why I did that as well. So, you know, I waited heavily because my Winnebago I really loved. It was a beautiful motorhome, and I only had it for 6 months, and I would have loved to keep it for longer, but it was my first experience. And then when I went on the road, I realized that I wanted more freedom, and I tried everything that I could to bring, because I had an Explorer at that time. I had an Explorer that I bought brand new in 2004, and I loved it. And it was, and I mean, I maintained it perfectly. I mean, it was such a great car. I didn't want to get rid of it, but you know, I couldn't tow it unless I was putting it on all fours on a dolly, and I didn't want to go through that hassle. So I did buy this trailer and pulled it with my Explorer, knowing that down the line I was going to trade it in for eventually a pickup. But you know, at that time, like, I didn't, you know, you don't rush out and get. So I was pulling it, but I didn't pull it a lot. But I did pull it, and it was already like the last month that we were there, so I did pull that. And then eventually I found, which is a 2005 that I bought about 2 years ago when I first moved here. I bought the 2005, so and they had kept it in really good condition, so I'm really happy with it. The travel trailer, I don't have to insure it because my car is the one that's pulling it. So you do insure it. I pay about $260, I think, per year for that insurance, which comes out to like $25 a month, which is not a lot at all. With the other one was a little bit more money if I was towing a car, because then I'd have to have insurance on the vehicle and insurance on the motorhome. So this way I don't have to worry about the additional expense of more insurance on the road. So that's something else to consider when you're going on the road. As far as backing in is concerned, there's a lot of parks out there who will back it in for you. They'll help you if you ask them, if you tell them. And backing in just takes time. I mean, I can back in, but I remember I'm traveling with a child who's dyslexic, so for him left and right is very difficult, and I get very frustrated with him because after a while he'll start directing my car and not my trailer, and that could be a dangerous thing. So whenever I can, if I can get the same price for a pull-through, I'll get that. Or I ask them when I'm there, and I say, you know, do you have a handicap spot? Because the handicap spots are much wider. They're in better areas. And if they do, then I'll get that. Of course, I need to. And if they don't, I'll usually ask them, you know, do you help? Do you bring me to the spot? Do you help me back in? Because a lot of times they'll say yes, and they'll help you. And they'll even, I've been to places where they'll even park it for me. So that's something for you to do. It's not that I can't do it. It's just that it takes me time because of all the things that I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a child who has issues with direction, and it's hard for him, and I have to understand that. So it just takes me longer, and I get frustrated, and you know, I try not to, but you know, what are you going to do? You want to enjoy your time. So as long as you remember those things, you should be fine. You know, you're there to have fun, and that's what's important, and some things just take more time, and then you have to allow for things like that. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.